Hi everyone, this is my Fluval 13.5 in the UK, Southwest. So basically I've had this now I'd say about 10 weeks. I got it off a mate, second hand, because he was upgrading. Bit of background really, I had tropical fish about 8 years ago, and about a 90 litre tank, corner tank. Enjoyed it. As a kid growing up, all my family members had fish tanks and things like that, so always been an interest. But when I moved house, obviously how painful that can be, moving tanks, so I shut it down and got rid of it, and then just really got the bug back again for marine tanks, because that's always been another interest of mine. It's obviously technology's come a long way with marine in the last sort of 8 to 10 years, so I thought I'd give this a go, and done a lot of research beforehand, so I know how expensive the reefing hobby can be. A lot of inspiration from little Corey Willard on YouTube, Stuart Jarrett as well. Had a lot of tips off of that guy, he's really helpful. Aaron's Aquariums, and obviously the Reef King. The rest of it is just from what I've picked up from myself and generally how I perceive it to be and how I want it to go. There's always going to be the right and the wrong way, conflicting views, whatever you do. So yeah, this is how I've set it up. So just go through basically what I've got and how I've done it. As you can see, it's not stock. I've got quite a few add-ons that I've had. When I originally got it, I had 2 kilos of live rock from my friend. I then ordered off Kraken Corals, I believe it was, another 3 kilos of real reef rock, and Ocean, the Fuji Pink. It wasn't Red Sea, I can't remember the name now, the make, but it was the next best thing, but it was just £20 cheaper. I'm not really one for cutting corners myself, but I couldn't see the difference in the review, so I thought, why not try it? And to my surprise, this tank actually cycled with using Colony within 4 weeks. It would have been 3 weeks actually, but I decided not to cycle with a fish, but didn't want to be inhumane, and it's a bit hard wearing on them and cycling, so I cycled using Colony, and I was just using fish food to feed it. And what I was actually doing is obviously making mistakes you learn across the way, is I was overfeeding the cycle process. So when I got my water tested at my local fish shop, my nitrates and ammonia were sky high, so I had to do a 50% water change, bring that down, and then the week later it was absolutely fine, and it's gone really well from there, to be honest. I'm having a few issues at the moment, but I'll go through them in a second. Let's just go through what I've actually got. As I said, it's not a lot of this is really stock now. I had a Chinese version of a light that come with this that had all full spectrum, but it wasn't really well controlled. So I bit the bullet, and it was a toss up between the AI Prime HD and the Red Sea 50. As you can see, I went with the Red Sea 50, which it's absolutely brilliant wise. I mean, it's dialed down to 45-50%. I've got it out running out now for this small tank. However, due to the thickness of the glass, as you can see, this is only about 4 to 5 mil thick. Impatiently, when I read it, it says 8 to 15 mil thick, so I've had to do a little bit of DIY and pack the bracket out, but it does actually sit, as you can see, it does actually sit okay now. Media wise, I've got the, I don't know if you can see here, sorry, the D-Flow Designs chamber basket in the first chamber with the flow director. I bought that about a week ago, which actually blocks off all the first 7 or 8 flights here. It's all 3D printed, so it's quite good. The guy I spoke to there, I printed off D-Flow Designs. If you're looking for anything for the Fluval tanks, they do pretty much everything, so a bit of a shout out to them really. I've also got the random flow generator nozzle, as you can see, if you can see it there. Yeah, the random flow generator nozzle is it's really good. Exactly what it says on the tin, random flow. The flow has been increased massively since I added this. Yeah, D-Flow Designs. Hit them up for anything for the Fluval tanks. They are really good. And all of that, I believe, was only £50 around that mark, but it has all helped the tank quite a bit. Second from that, in this chamber, I've got the filter floss on the top there, as you can see. It's Purigen here, carbon, can be pure blue, that is the carbon. Underneath here is Biohome Marine Media, which young Corey Willard, that's the idea I got off of him for that. It's also in the second chamber at the bottom there. There's about 1 kilo for this whole tank, which is probably a little bit too much in all fairness, but I've had no problems with it. Top of this tank, top of this chamber, sorry, is the thermometer, the probe for my heater, which you can see the Shago here, 100 watt heater here is just a heater. There's no thermostat inside that. The thermostat is this here, which I got with this double D controller. But again, not that expensive, but worth the money. Fully can set all your parameters high and low. You can also add a fan to this if you want. I mean, I haven't got that myself, but it's been an absolute godsend, if I'm honest. It's been really good, and I have a second digital thermometer I put in there as well, and compared to this, it's 0.2 out, if that. So it's really good. Can't fault it. In the third chamber again, obviously the heater. I've got the Eheim 600 pump. I opted for that rather than the 1000, purely because I upgraded my wave maker just today. I'll show you that, which is the J-Cod SW2 wave maker, which my corals are absolutely loving. It's brilliant. I mean, the controller, I haven't even sat down and figured it out myself yet, but the setting I've got it on, it's fine at the moment. I mean, I'll sit down later and try and figure it out again in more depth and set what I need to set. I mean, you can set night mode. You've got a sensor here which will reduce speed by 30%, I believe. Feed mode, it will shut it off for 10 minutes. Yeah, so again, really good. That was £49 I got that for, so not too bad at all. He quickly run through the stock. GSP, you see here, he was tiny when I got him. Grown a lot in the past 3 or 4 weeks. GSP up here, cut the frag plug down and stuck him up there. When I first got him, I put him up there and I didn't pay enough attention really, and the matting, the actual coral, the mat, the pink mat the GSPs grow on, fell off into the substrate, and my pistol shrimp decided to bury it. So it's took him a while to come back, but he's doing alright at the moment. Bird's nest here, as you can see right there, it's slightly bleached out, and that is no fault of the tank, that is my fault personally. Bit naive with regards to dosing. I was only really dosing with alkalinity, and now since I've been dosing calcium and magnesium, he is really coming back. So all my parameters are pretty much spot on at the moment. As you can see there, big branching hammer. Actually got this friend of a friend. He's a green / pinky colour, and you can't really, there you go, it's a little bit better. Not really taken to this coral, if I'm honest. he's grown a lot since I've had him in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but everyone else in the family seems to like him, but not really taken to him, so I am considering getting rid of him somehow, but we'll see how he goes. Moving on, my favourite coral, which is my Duncan. Again, the colour is more of a rainbow colour. This, when I bought it, I've got this off a frag farm due to the COVID situation. It was the only place that were really delivering. Risked it buying corals online, a lot of reviews on that. Obviously, can be quite risky, but it only cost me, I think, £11 to £15 with delivery. It had 3 very small heads on it, as you can see. Got a 4th head growing there, and a 5th one now. And it's just it's loving the tank. It's really, really good. It has days where, especially towards the blue, when the blue lights come at night, it seems to suck itself in a little bit. But during the day, he's out all the time. Obviously, I target feed him as well. Again, loves it. My torch coral at the back. Experiment a little bit with him. He's got a lot more chunky since I've had him. And since this SW2's been in, just for 3 or 4 hours, he seems a lot more alive. And I think it's just, they like a lot of flow, don't they? So I mean, hopefully keep an eye on that, see how that goes. This is an SPS that I've got. It's really, 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 I'm not sure what it is. When I got it from the Maidenhead Aquatics, this one, they weren't even sure. It is just some form of SPS. And if you can see on the side here, I had to snap a little bit off because I didn't realise it had some bubble algae on when I got it, and I was coral dipping it and noticed it and thought I ain't having that. But he seems to be fine, so we'll see how that goes. That's what I got. This is some obviously plated Monty there. He's growing quite well again, friend and Mr. Fire Shrimp, sorry. He's the boss of the tank. He target feeds as well. Put your hand in, he's all over it. Loves it. This one here it was just a frag that was in the back of, which I believe is some form of star polyp. Obviously not green, I'm not sure. It looks okay under the blue light, even when it goes purple. And obviously the plated Monty there as well. So down here, the dreaded Exenia, which I actually like. It doesn't look like it's isolated on a rock, but I've just pushed that rock over. It was getting a little bit too much flow, but I keep an eye on it because I don't want it spreading out all over here so it spreads, but again, I quite like it. A small green toxic hammer there. Again, I've had him about a week. He's growing really, really well. He was tiny. I don't know if you've noticed, before I forget, my sand looks a bit all over the place, and we've got Mr. Pistol Shrimp to thanks for that. He's hiding, he's tunnelled all the way under the rockscape. I actually got him, and he's paired up with Mr. Goby, who is there, look, at the back. Watchman. And they do a great job together, but pain, absolute pain. I mean, he's knocked this over twice. The Favia, which is there, which again is another coral I've got, covers that all the time. He is a nightmare. So watch this space with him. Getting a little bit fed up with him, to be fair. Yeah, so Favia there. Goniopora there. I got it really, really small. Again, he was in the substrate, but turned over by the pistol. Absolute nightmare, that guy. This one here, again, he was in the back of the tank at my local aquatics. Yeah, it's called Aqualush in Swindon Way. I don't think it's a hammer. Is it toadstool or frog spawn coral? I don't think he's a hammer or a torch. He's some sort of euphilia, but he's quite nice. Again, he's growing really well. Colours really coming out. Trying to attempt to make a little zoa garden here. Got the Rasta zoas. I'm not sure what the next ones are. They're not Sunny D's. These ones here started off with 2 polyps. They're more of a pally, to be honest. They're quite big, and it's just I can't stop it growing. But Mr. Hermit there as well. in amongst them. Mandarin cloves, they look really, really nice underneath the blue light. Fish wise, livestock wise, obviously you've seen the shrimp, pistol shrimp, nightmare. Goby, got a regal damsel, as you can see. 2 clowns, male and female, they were both babies. The female's obviously the black one, she's twice the size. They're both grown. I've had a lot of problems with this, to be fair. She absolutely batters him daily to a point where he's swimming at the bottom. I think he's starting to submit to her now, but what I have bought is this, just in case. So we'll see how it goes. Might put him in there and we'll see. I also use that for quarantining my bubble tip anemone. Put him in there overnight with a rock that he stuck to. Put the rock in the tank, and now he's made his way over to here to find a spot that he likes. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully he doesn't sting any of one of the corals. So yeah, basically that is it. As I say, I'm new to this reefing game. If you've got any tips or tricks that you reefers that are more experienced want to offer, then by all means comment. Appreciate a couple of likes on the video, being a newbie. Oh, just to say what I feed my fish, or if I forget, is the probiotics pellets, the Reeferoids and brine shrimp every day. Obviously Salifert test kits as well, and obviously all my dosing equipment. So yeah, that's it really. Let me know what you think, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, if there is a right or wrong way of course, and thanks for watching guys.